Good evening. We start here tonight. The Competition Commission has found that global tech players such as Google and Booking.com, even South Africa's very own Takealot.com, dominate and distort the online market space, and they're squeezing out the SMEs. The Commission handed over its much-anticipated report, a first for Africa in this space, to the Department of Trade and Competition, with recommendations including that 330 million rand annually should come from Google in advertising credits for smaller platforms, as well as training and product support for SMEs. This is in a bid to level out the playing field. Our business reporter Ntokozo Khumalo was at the launch and spoke to Ibrahim Patel.
Well, digital markets offer huge opportunities for growth, and that's exactly some of the issues that the Competition Commission's report was really digging into, and they did hand that report over to Minister Ibrahim Patel from the DTIC, and he joins us now for a little bit more insights on that. Thank you so much for talking to us. Now, you did highlight that digital markets offer huge growth opportunities. Talk us through some of those opportunities, but also some of the risks that are presented there.
What the Competition Commission has done, they've spent more than 2 years researching the digital markets. They've met with all the key players, from Booking.com to Google Search to Apple with the app stores to Takealot.com. Many of the main players that you see in digital markets, cars.co.za. And they've tried to understand the challenges that those companies face, but also the challenges that their customers face, that the users face, that the suppliers, small businesses who want to use these platforms face. And by studying that, by looking at global developments, what's happened elsewhere in the world, the Competition Commission today produced an excellent report. It's the first African report by a regulator on online market platforms. It's the first developing country report of all developing countries across the world, Latin America, Asia. This is the first one that looks at the problem from a regulator perspective with remedies. It's also the first report since we passed new legislation that gives the competition authorities more power and a wider scope in looking at it. And they've come up with a number of remedies, a number of measures that will help to make the playing field level, make it easier to compete for small businesses, for new entrants, and for young people. I'll give an example to illustrate this. If you want to hire a hotel room, you can use Booking.com. It's very convenient. It allows you to access many different places. But that hotel will then, it may be a single hotel owned by a small hotelier and her family, and they may be running this hotel. Now, if Booking.com, in their practice towards that hotel, enables the hotel to thrive, then we are unlocking the value of digital platforms. If, on the other hand, Booking.com were to put terms to that hotel owner that will make it very difficult for the hotel to make money out of the rooms that they make available to consumers, then it will restrict the access of that hotelier. And so the same goes for Apple, the same goes for Google, for Takealot.com, all of these large platform companies. And so the Commission has gone through these in detail in each of the 7 broad markets that we've identified. The Commission has made findings. In a number of cases, those findings are accompanied by what are called remedial actions. It's steps that the companies have to take. I was very happy to see that in many cases these large companies, both national companies and global companies, had worked with the Competition Commission cooperatively, had shared information, had discussed possible remedies, because they all see that there is a problem in gaining access to these markets. And why it's important to ordinary South Africans is that increasingly what we do will be shaped by these digital markets. And so we can't wait. We can't use simply a 20th century regulatory framework in the new economies of the 21st century. We've got to be able to adapt, to ensure that the provisions out there gives hope, gives opportunity to young people, to women-owned businesses, to South Africans who want to make a success. Not because they get welfare, but because they want to run their businesses. They want to render a service, and these platforms can help us do that if indeed the services are transparent, if they're fair, if they're equitable, and that's what the competition market inquiry is about.
Minister Patel, thank you so much for your time. Of course, that's the Minister at the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition, Ibrahim Patel, talking us through that inquiry out of the Competition Commission. Of course, they've handed it over to his department, who is now responsible for really setting that competition policy to unlock the potentials that digital markets offer South Africa's growth as well as a transformation agenda. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ntokozo Khumalo in Pretoria.